Free agency is not done. The NFL free agency has been absolutely wild so far. This NFL offseason has been a distraction from the impending doom that may be happening and we all die. So it's been terrific to know where Tom Brady's going to go before we all die. But there's been more news that has come out since my last video. So go check out my last video if you haven't seen that. But then I'm going to break down the bigger stuff that's happened since my last video. So first off, Todd Gurley released by the LA Rams just a few minutes ago. Absolutely wild. I just did a video on that, and then I'm going to do a Todd Gurley kind of where's the best place for him to go. So you guys can check that out in the next video probably. I'll probably make that my next video. And then I have a lot of draft stuff just in the tuck that I'm just waiting to release after this free agency stuff is over. And honestly, I was wondering if free agency was going to be over. Nope, not over. So let's break it down. Of course, Todd Gurley, again, I made that video. Absolutely insane. They say $10.5 million. They just gave a ton of money to Jared Goff, but he's going to be a great player wherever he goes. I'm a massive fan of Todd Gurley. I think Tampa, personally. Before I get into what has happened since like the 18th and 19th of March, I missed it maybe, or maybe it just came out like right after I made the video last time. But the Bengals gave Trey Waynes a 3-year, $42 million contract. That was not good. That wasn't a good deal. Why did you guys do that? That's questionable. That's really questionable. Again, the Bengals still operating like the Bengals. One of the biggest splashes was Chris Harris going to the LA Chargers from the Denver Broncos on a 2-year, $20.5 million deal. Love this for the Chargers. Their secondary is going to be absolutely phenomenal with the likes of Casey Hayward and Derwin James there. They have one of the best secondaries, absolutely. If they can go in and get a quarterback, I think that they're going to be a very good team for a while. I think that they should be calling up the Detroit Lions. Yeah, they just came out and said, hey, we want Tyrod to be the starter. Yeah, that's perfect and everything, but I don't think that, with that, I don't think that they're going after Cam. Personally, I think that is a smokescreen for drafting, trying to go up, trying to get Miami off the scent of Detroit and trying to go up to that number 3 spot with Detroit and go, hey, let's get to it. Which you guys can see in my quarterback ranking video. I am way more higher on Tua than I am Justin Herbert. Way more higher. Way more higher. Chargers, if you guys are looking for a quarterback, that's the guy. Next up, Nick Foles. Big Dick Nick. Oh, that hurt. I'm fine. Probably shouldn't talk about other guys' dicks. That's why I just got hurt. Anyways. You know what? I did it last year. Almost at the same exact day. So let's do it again. All right. Let's get the hand placement right. Big Dick Nick to the Chicago Bears. He gets traded to the Chicago Bears after signing a massive deal in Jacksonville and then playing like how many games? Like 5 games or so? I don't even know if it was that many for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Going and being traded to the Chicago Bears for a 4th round pick. Now, honestly, with the amount of money that Nick Foles is making, you got to really question if they're rolling with Nick or if they're rolling with Mitchell to be their starter. And he's got $15 million this year. But an interesting thing about Nick Foles' contract is that he has 0 dead cap for next year now. So, I mean, this is really a 1-year contract with the Chicago Bears, and to see what he can do. So I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know if they're rolling with Nick and having Mitch kind of be the second guy there, or if it's vice versa. Me personally, I definitely like Nick Foles more than I like Mitchell Trubisky. You guys know that. I'm not a Mitchell Trubisky fan, but this will certainly be good competition. The Philadelphia Eagles finally get their cornerback, and they got top 5, top 3 cornerback in the game right now in Darius Slay for a 3rd and a 5th round pick. That's massive. That is absolutely massive for the Philadelphia Eagles. Right after doing so, the Philadelphia Eagles gave Darius Slay a massive 3-year, $50 million contract. So shout out to Darius Slay for making his money. Darius Slay's always been one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and now he actually gets to go to an organization that he has a chance at a championship. So shout out to Darius Slay. I love this move for Philly. I hate this move for Detroit. The Lions did sign Desmond Trufant during this period, so it makes me think, like, all right, so if they got Trufant, are they still going with Okudah at that 3rd pick, or really probably at that 5th pick, because they'll probably trade down, still get Okudah This is interesting right now. I still think that they should be going to Kuda, though. The Denver Broncos got Jarrell Casey for a 7th round pick. You heard that right. A 7th round pick. Jarrell Casey's going to be making a little bit less than $12 million this season, so certainly a lot for a defensive tackle. But Denver's a team that can use that money, and they got an absolute steal for him. I think now defensive tackle, defensive end for the Tennessee Titans is probably the way that they go in the draft if they don't trade down. Falcons gave the bag to Dante Fowler, defensive end from the LA Rams. Again, the Rams just didn't have the money to pay him. The Rams money's too strapped up in other guys. So the Falcons end up getting him. Now this makes the draft very interesting for Atlanta. I'm starting to think that they're maybe going to go corner instead of pass rusher. Maybe. Going back to the Lions, man, they've been active. They've been active in free agency. They got Danny Shelton from the New England Patriots. I love Danny Shelton. I was big when he was in Cleveland. I was big on him. They also acquired Daron Harmon for the New England Patriots as well. The Lions just keep getting Patriots guys. It makes sense with Matt Patricia. His moves seem okay for the Lions, but I mean, getting rid of a guy like Darius Slay, I still can't be high on their free agency personally. The Denver Broncos cut Joe Flacco. Yeah, I get it. They're rolling with Drew Lock. They'll probably get a different veteran quarterback in there. I wasn't a fan of how it seemed as though Joe was reacting towards Lamar when he became the starter, and if he still had that same kind of attitude towards Drew, not really trying to help him out. Maybe just Joe Flacco isn't ready to accept that backup. And I'm sure that's very hard for a guy that, is probably dominant his entire career. And then, he goes to the NFL, and he was a starter for a long, long time in Baltimore. And now having to go and just try to be a mentor and teacher, it may just be a little bit difficult transition. I'm sure it could be. But at this point, I just don't see Joe Flacco starting anywhere. There's so many quarterbacks still out there. I mean, you got Cam Newton, you got Joe Flacco, you got Andy Dalton, you got Tua, you got Joe Burrow, you got Joe Burrow's going to Cincinnati. You got Justin Herbert, you got Jordan Love, you got Jalen Hurts. It's interesting to see where all these quarterbacks are going to end up. The Dallas Cowboys gave Gerald McCoy a 3-year, $20.25 million contract. I think that really sets them up to go ahead and improve that secondary with their 17th pick. There's certainly looking at Javon Kinlaw or somebody like that possibly in the draft. I think that kind of deads that. And we'll probably see them go after a C.J. Henderson or a Christian Fulton or a Xavier McKinney or a Grant Delpit. The Carolina Panthers, man, they cut Eric Reid. I thought Eric Reid was great last year. I know that there's going to be people that are celebrating that because they're idiots. For non-football reasons that people are going to hate Eric Reid. It's dumb. I think Eric Reid's a phenomenal player. I'd love to at least put him for depth or put him at strong for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Also in the safety news, Washington gave Sean Davis a 1-year, $5 million contract. Little head scratching there. As you guys can see, just like the little deals, I'm going to talk about Steeler little deals because, it's players that I'm aware of, like Tyler Matakevich I wasn't high on for the Bills getting him, and then this Sean Davis one I wasn't high on Washington doing that. But the big safety news was Malcolm Jenkins being released from the Philadelphia Eagles. Pretty shocking there. I mean, they did just bolster their secondary though with Darius Slay. No corner and safety, different position, but that helps out their secondary a lot. But getting rid of Malcolm Jenkins, they decided to decline his 5th-year option, I believe, and then he just signed with the New Orleans Saints. So again, it will continue to be the New Orleans Buckeyes there with the Saints, as they have so many. There's so many Buckeyes on that team. And he's going to go ahead and, he's going to be in the secondary with Von Bell. But he signed a 4-year, $32 million deal. I like it for New Orleans for, probably the first 2 years. Let me go check something real quick. Actually, I don't see any information yet on, how that deal is exactly structured. It's just a 4-year, $32 million deal. But, it could be an out at year 1 or year 2. And really, for the first year or two, I think it's probably going to be a pretty good deal. And then there'll probably be very low dead cap in that 3rd year, what I would assume. So, and then, that could be when the New Orleans Saints decide to move on. But for right now, I think it's a good deal for the Saints. The Saints continuously do well in the draft. They're doing well in free agency, and they got to try to continue that run that they have because, they only have a few years left in them. for a Super Bowl run before they gotta. It's probably this year, and that's it for Drew Brees. And then they're gonna have to go ahead and try to get a different quarterback. I don't think Taysom Hill's that guy. So I think they're still gonna be a good team this year. So I don't think a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields or even a Jamie Newman will likely be in their future. So we'll have to see if they're able to somehow get a Jordan Love, because right now quarterbacks in the draft are probably falling. A Jordan Love, a Jalen Hurts, a Jacob Eason are probably falling a little bit, where New Orleans could possibly get Jordan Love, sit him for a year. That could be dangerous. Also, speaking of the New Orleans Saints, head coach Sean Payton has tested positive for the coronavirus. So absolutely hoping that he recovers from this. He is older age, so it is more worrying. So hopefully Sean Payton's taking the proper precautions and he is safe, he is good, and he'll be able to continuously have a great career as a head coach. Peyton, Adam Schefter's reporting that Sean Payton decided to come out. He's the first person to test positive for the coronavirus in the NFL. Come out, just warn people, teach people about the virus. So shout outs to Sean Payton for that. So I don't know if any big news will continue to happen after I get done recording this video, but some of the guys that may be signing in the next few hours that are interesting. Some of the things that are interesting right now. Jadeveon Clowney, wherever he'll sign. It's going to be interesting. They're going to get a terrific pass rusher. I don't know how many people want to put that money into Jadeveon Clowney. When he does, he is a little injury prone, but he's a phenomenal player when he's on the field. Also, Jameis Winston is left here. Again, I need to do a quarterback video where I am breaking down where the rest of these guys are going to fall. Everyone has to land at a spot. And Cam Newton, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, and then all the guys in the draft, Joe Flacco, where are these guys going to fall? Because some of these guys have to be backups. And is Jameis Winston going to be a backup? It looks like probably so. Stop putting Jameis with the Steelers. We have $3. It's not going to work. Robbie Anderson, also, that's going to be interesting to see where he falls. Indy, y'all still need a wide receiver? But I could see Indy using that second-round pick to go ahead and get a wide receiver. If someone like Justin Jefferson falls to them, that's absolutely wild. Melvin Gordon, let's not forget, Todd Gurley is a massive, massive deal right now. But Melvin Gordon's still a very good running back. Xavier Rhodes, he's still out there. I know that he did not have a good year last year. He still could be a very good player in the right system. So I'm interested to see if he lands for any kind of big money. And then Yannick Ngakoue could be traded. Just seeing that Leonard Fournette tweet. Seems like Ngakoue could be on his way out as well from Jacksonville, and just basically everyone's gone from Jacksonville. Jesus. And then also Cam Newton, of course. Again, I'll probably make a quarterback video here shortly on that. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where Cam goes. He's got to land somewhere to be a starter, right? Either that or he's released and then he goes signs somewhere, which that would also be dangerous. Maybe it's actually Cam Newton in Jacksonville. That could be a thing. Maybe I'll do a video on Cam Newton. I'm doing too many videos now. But thank you guys for watching. That's my video. Hopefully we have some more free agency news in the next few hours. And then I'll probably be back tomorrow with a new video. I'll be making a Todd Gurley video. I already came out with like a Todd Gurley video when you're watching this. But I'll have like another where's the best place for Todd Gurley to sign. I have a ton of draft stuff. Just waiting for this free agency period to get dull. And yeah. So that's my video. Thank you guys for watching. Deuce.